The January that began a few hours ago is fast running as we're on the 4th day. I'm very excited to be here. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. We hope that you're still keeping up with your fitness goals and you've not yet run out of the gym out of boredom. I am Olive MOD and you're welcome to Breakfast Central. And now we have also Joe Hansen and Winger.
What's going on, people? Thank you so much for joining us on a Tuesday morning. And need I say that, Olive, it's February. Because we're in February already. Yeah, it's February.
Oh my goodness. It's February?
Yeah, it's February.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
You guys here as well, as you can see.
Yes, good morning world. You're welcome to Breakfast Central, the perfect companion for the day. I'm Benga Bro, and we have a lot in store for you as always.
That's right.
Sit back, relax, sip your coffee, and join us.
But how did I think we're still in January?
Well, it happens.
Holiday fever. Yes, you're still in that holiday mood.
I think it's called post-holiday blues.
Yeah.
Because I'm still feeling like I'm in the holiday
Post-holiday blues.
Yes, there's something about coming back from holiday and feeling like, nah.
Some people say you actually need a holiday to recover from that holiday.
That's so smart. Okay, let's go into the big news. Grand story, breaking news. Yesterday we did talk about the potential strike that was commenced on the 4th of February by the Nigerian Labour Congress as a result of the 50% potential tariff hike by the telecommunications sector. Now, the interesting news that you probably were seeing or you saw coming is the fact that the strike is no longer happening. There was a speech delivered by Joe Ajaero. Let's take a listen.
Agreed to have a larger committee to look at the entire tariff structure and model and to come up with a realistic and an all-inclusive agreement. So the committee will be made up of 5 from both sides and expected to come up with a result after 2 weeks. That will determine the next line of action and the process of engagement. The symbolic action of submitting the letters tomorrow will be put on hold until the outcome of such committee. The outcome of such committee is what will determine our next line of action in terms of protest, in terms of boycott, in terms of...
There you go, we have it. Joe Ajaero of the Nigerian Labour Congress saying, you know, the strike has been put on hold. They're going to form a committee to look into modalities, and then in a few weeks' time, they'll look at the results of the committee. Has the NLC
lost its relevance?
I believe it has.
So it's either of two things. It's either the fact that the NLC figured that Nigeria is not really send them again, and that no Nigerian is really going to come out for that protest. People are hungry, people are angry, people are cranky, and people don't really rate the NLC like that again. So it's that, and also a typical NLC standard that once they announce strike, they're going to close door meetings, and after a while, they'll tell you they're setting up a committee to reinvestigate, to review, and that's how everything goes down the drain. We already predicted that this was going to happen, but I think you don't really need a crystal ball to see that the strike was going to happen.
Olive, it's a face-saving move, because if you feel the pulse, and Joe, we've been here since last week, Nigerians have been saying, look, we don't agree with NLC on this and that. So, like Olive said, they're losing their relevance.
I really don't understand. I mean, for me, it's quite shocking that you would agree to go on a strike, and then all of a sudden they call you into the closed door, you go in, you gist more, and then you come out, and then you talk to the press, so we decided to... You know what shocked me more? They want to set up a committee. Please, Joe Ajaero, please. What is... I don't really get it.
I think we are becoming a comitocracy in Nigeria because we love that word, committees. Do you know, and this is a fact, that there's a committee to implement the Stephen Oronsoye report?
Oh yes, the committee was given a 12-week deadline.
Yes.
And that 12 week is almost a year.
Did you say it's almost or it's finished?
Oh my goodness, comitocracy, a new word you've learned here on Breakfast Central here on News Central Television. And you know, they just infused a few new words into the Oxford Dictionary. Maybe when they're doing a further review, comitocracy should be infused.
So do you think in 2 weeks' time after they've met the committees...
Immediately, no.
They should die it now.
Immediately, no.
Don't ask anything about the NLC. I'm sorry to say this. Should I be sorry? It's a joke. It's a joke. it's a joke in the sense that there are more pertinent issues, and if you're going to address and you're going for a protest or a strike, it should have been done since, and you should have had closed-door meetings. And in fact, when they were even making that decision, on Saturday I was opportune to be with the CEOs of the telecom companies, where they gathered a few press members, and we were all there, and the Alton boss made it clear that, listen, he explained the same thing we've explained, how tough it is to actually run the business as a telco, as a telecom company. But then again, I'm expecting the NLC to have sat down with them and say, okay, listen, why don't you do it, being that we've agreed. In short, I'm out of words. We've agreed that even if they're going to increase, one of the ideas or the suggestions was that they should do it in bits, stage by stage. Stage 1, maybe 30%. Then after a few years, you now do 20%, making it a total of 15. Not just going to say you're going on strike.
Anyway, that's that about the NLC, nothing quite surprising. But what is quite surprising is an incident that occurred in Ogun State on the 21st of January 2025, but only just became viral. A video made way to social media, and in this video, what we could see was an Oloye that was made to kneel down, and we saw Oba Abdulsemiu Ogunjobi. The reports, I mean, we can't categorically see the face of who's speaking, but it's alleged that the Olorile of Orile-Ifo, Oba Abdulsemiu Ogunjobi, made this Oloye kneel down, hurled insults at him, slapped him, threatened to use the police to lock him away because he has the police in his pockets. And finally, he made the Oloye prostrate. At some point, the Oloye was speaking to Punch newspaper, and in that conversation, he mentioned there that he was afraid for his life. It was said that the Oba is fond of intimidating and threatening people. First of all, this is a 73-year-old man he's making go through this. Now, he said that the Nigerian police, it is said that the Nigerian police has invited him to clarify his claims of having them in his control, and that, the investigations have happened. Also, it's been said that the Oba has been suspended for 6 months. Now, the reactions to these are people who think that 6 months was not sufficient enough punishment for the Oba to have acted in this manner, that he has acted in a manner not befitting of the crown, and as such he should have been completely unseated from the throne and not just suspended. But what that video shows us, I'm going to hear from you both shortly, but let's take a look at the video. Let's take a listen.
àti Wàsíù èmi náà wù Wàsíù jẹbalẹ lóru ni mo fi jẹ ọjọ́ wa lù gbogbo èèyàn ọgbógun tì mí mo lè ṣàánú Wàsíù ó fẹ́ kú ó lọ máa gbógun jẹ mo ṣàánú ẹ wá fi mi sú mi alálòfà mú mi ó fi mi sú mi òru ni mo fi jẹbalẹ tó kábíyèsí mi ò bá nìbọn ní ṣọ̀tẹ̀ yín o. kí ló lọ ṣe ń bẹ̀. máa rún ẹlẹ́wọ̀n. ṣọ́ba ni àbíbálẹ̀. mo tí mo retí ni pé mo fẹ́ rún ẹlẹ́wọ̀n máa rún ẹlẹ́wọ̀n.
I mean, it's very heartbreaking. I remember seeing this video. I just had to watch something else because I couldn't take it. Imagine this is a grandfather that is being made to prostrate, and you need to, I mean, if you're a Yoruba speaker, you understand how deep this curse is.
What was he saying? What was he saying?
He's saying he's not going to enjoy the benefits of his children, that he's a useless man, just raining curses on him. What crime could he have?
I think from what I heard, they said he was accused of conspiracy of some sort. Regardless of whatever the crime is, there's a proper way to deal with crimes. If you feel the man has committed a crime or a civil matter, take him to court. This again reflects Nigerians and our nature of being so obsessed with power. You give a Nigerian power, small power like this, they act out. And it's not just those at the top, even at the bottom, security guards at the gate, they are acting out of order. You go to wedding, the person in charge of food is acting like she's, emperor and conqueror and champion.
The wedding, what happened just...
Yes. Like, those people that shout access at the gate, problem. Like, we are obsessed with power. And when we have access to a little power, we are reminded of the phrase that absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. So again, just like a number of Nigerians have said, a leader should act in a manner that is befitting of his throne, of his position, of his crown. And even in the Nigerian cultural context, treating a 73-year-old man in that manner There's no excuse for it. There's no explanation for it. We are cultural people. We are bound by our culture and tradition, and one of the hallmarks of our culture is respect. And that man was publicly disrespected, humiliated. Not only does he deserve an apology, there should be investigated, and the statement of him saying, who's
going to call the king to order now? Who?
I mean, the state, the council.
They have the council, yes.
It's council. We all know this would just slide by, to just pass through. Nothing will happen because we've seen these things happen one too many times. Now he's committed this crime. I don't have a problem. I don't just have a problem with the humiliation. I have a problem with the person who was recording it.
What of the person that slapped him?
Recording it, and the person who attacked him as well, and then posted it on social media. I think if the police want to start tracing this, they can start from. How do they say to you?
They are all
everybody pack them into the bus.
But again, the reputation of the police is at stake, and I hope that they can defend themselves here, because you can't say that you have the Nigerian police in your pocket because you're a former Nigerian police officer, and then that will go scot-free. The police needs to investigate this.
Sorry to butt in. This is not the first time we're hearing such statements. Remember, we had a similar statement made by someone recently, by a member of the National Assembly, who was beating a driver, and then said, called the Inspector General, the IGP.
It's a Nigerian thing, you always brag about power. Do you know who I am?
Yes.
And all of that. And I believe that 6-month suspension is too little. He needs to, they need to increase it, or it needs more punitive measures.
Stronger punitive measures.
And again, men think they can just command God to punish, this person and that. It's rubbish. You just tiny you commanding God to punish somebody.
Who are you?
The funny thing. Even the person saying they will command God is not sure of what will happen in the next 24 hours, because you are not a seer. You can't even foresee what will happen. You don't know the outcome.
This reminds me of when I was in university. A quick story. We're playing football. I always try to play in the first set because it's 2 goals. And then there was a dubious goal, and we managed to chase the other guys away, and somebody was complaining, don't worry, God is watching. I said, God has made me intervene in Champions League. Is this foolish football?
You know what? That was a very sweet spot. But another sweet spot I would quickly like us to chip in to wrap up this morning talk would be, of course, the fact that our very own Tems is a Grammy Award-winning artist and has clinched the Grammy for the 2nd time and has gotten a presidential congratulations. Didn't that make you smile?
How do you feel? You've interviewed a Grammy winner in the past. None of us have done that, so it's a big achievement, my sister.
I'm going to go and look for that interview and frame it. In fact, I think my claim to fame is one of my very first interviews. I was the one that did it. Yay!
Fantastic.
No, but beyond that, I think that Tems is very deserving of the accolade she's getting. She's putting Nigeria on the global map. She's making Nigerians proud, I'm very excited. She has such a powerful voice.
I'm sorry. Just to wrap things up, we're wrapping up. I was reading this tweet in President Bola Tinubu's voice. If we can put the tweet up again. I don't know. Congratulations to Tems, baby. Something like that. I don't know. I'm just reading it in his voice because it's his tweet. How would he say it?
But kudos to the president. I mean, it's recognition of the influence and what the creative economy is doing. In the past, we only pay lip service to this, but for the president to be following this, I mean, it's just recognition of what young Nigerians are doing. Hardworking, honest young Nigerians, and of course, the entire value chain. When we're growing up, all the jobs were doctor, lawyer, teacher. And
now we have furniturist and the likes. They funkified them.
We also have, the music producers, we have
content creators
and all of
police officers.
But I don't go too far. I think I'm just going to drop this as we wrap up. Very quickly, President Bola Tinubu, you're watching us now. We know you are. I think one way you would instill belief in Gen Z is to possibly move to a Tems song.
Hey, love me Jeje, love me tender.
Please.
Okay. Let's see if the president will take up that challenge. But
I think the Lagos State governor is more likely to do that.
Oh, yes, he is. He's already congratulated Tems as well.
Friendly governor.
Yes.